The biggest timing mistake on the LSAT is costing most students at least 10 points, but no one's talking about it. The reality is, the vast majority of students waste at least 12 minutes per section. Imagine if you could shave that time off and convert it into higher accuracy and better results. That's exactly what I did on my own LSAT journey, and today, I'm breaking down the exact time-saving strategies that helped me get a 175 up from a 152. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz, and I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005. Over the years, I've helped thousands of students master this test, and today, I'm excited to share my proven time-saving strategies with you. Let's talk about why timing feels so impossible. Each part of the LSAT comes with its own unique challenges. In logical reasoning, you've got two scored sections of argument-based multiple choice questions. Mistakes here will often include overthinking the stimulus and losing sight of the argument's core, maybe spending too much time on wrong answer traps, and not recognizing patterns in question types like weaken, strengthen, and flaw. In reading comp, you're navigating long, dense passages followed by detailed questions. Mistakes might include over-highlighting and excessive note-taking, trying to memorize every detail rather than understanding the main idea, and losing time on dense passages with unfamiliar topics. To fix these issues, you've got to have a targeted approach for each section, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. But before we dive into the strategies, I wanted to share with you a free resource to help you get started. My easy LSAT cheat sheet is packed with actionable tips to help you streamline your prep and tackle your issues with timing. You can get your copy for free by clicking the link below this video. Now, logical reasoning is all about precision. Here's how you can save your time while simultaneously boosting accuracy. You start with the 30-second argument scan. That's where you quickly ID what's the conclusion and what's the evidence. You want to ignore the filler details. Instead, focus only on the core argument. Then you want to prioritize certain question types over others based on what shows up most frequently. The most common types are necessary assumption, inference, and flaw. You want to save time traps like parallel reasoning or evaluate the argument for last because they're a bit more time consuming and don't show up quite as often. Then you want to pre-phrase your answer. This means before you look at the answer choices, predict what the correct answer will look like. This is going to help you minimize any confusion that you have and help you eliminate trap choices faster. Then you want to engage in a smart skipping strategy where if you're stuck, you mark the question, flag it, and move on. You don't need to solve every single question in order. You can always come back later. Now, if you're finding logical reasoning overwhelming, personalized one-on-one coaching can make all the difference in this area. At LSAT Unplugged, we create customized strategies that target your unique strengths and weaknesses. You could check out the links below to book a free call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, of course, reading comp requires a different approach because it's not about reading faster, it's about reading smarter. Here's how you can do that. You want to engage in a 3-layer reading approach. First, you start with structure scanning for 15 seconds, where you just skim the passage for the main idea and, of course, the structure. Then you take 30 seconds to identify the author's intention. What's their purpose? What's the tone of the passage? Then you want to engage in detail mapping for 45 seconds, where you note the key facts and where they're located, but you don't want to try to memorize everything up front. You also might want to prioritize certain passage types over others, perhaps based on the topic, like natural sciences versus law or humanities, starting with the easier passages first. You then leave the dense, more complex passages for last to avoid wasting time early. You also want to engage in strategic note-taking with minimal notes. Only jot down the main idea or any bold claims. Avoid excessive highlighting, which can slow you down. You also want to be aware of common frameworks like old idea versus new idea, or viewpoint 1 versus viewpoint 2 versus a reconciliation of those two viewpoints. If you understand common frameworks before going into the test, you'll be better able to recognize new passages when you see them and map them onto a previous framework you've already tackled. Now, for both logical reasoning and reading comp, there are some advanced strategies that can take your timing to the next level. The first one, and I love this, is this skip strategy I mentioned earlier, smart skipping. The idea here is you don't waste more than 90 seconds on any single question. You skip and return later to avoid getting bogged down. The second advanced strategy is prediction. For logical reasoning, you can actually predict or pre-phrase what the right answer should look like before you go into the choices. For reading comp, the same thing applies as well. You can predict the answer based on your previous read of the passage, but of course, you can then go back to the passage to verify based on specific line references. Now, let's talk about how to make these strategies actionable for you. Here is a 4-week plan. Week 1, you want to focus on mastering logical reasoning's 30-second argument scan. Diagnose your biggest time drains in both logical reasoning and reading comp. In week 2, you apply strategic note-taking and passage prioritization for reading comp. In week 3, you combine the smart skipping strategy with question type prioritization for logical reasoning. And in reading comp, you work on recognizing common passage structures. In week 4, you're pulling it all together, simulating full sections under timed conditions to work on your pacing. You want to log your timing trends and then refine your approach. The payoff is, by applying these strategies, you could go through rushing through sections to having extra time to review, which is what brought me from a 152 to a 175. Now, don't just watch this video passively or it's nothing more than entertainment. Instead, implement these techniques, track your progress, and reach out and let me know which one makes the biggest difference for you. If you'd like my help getting started, you can download your free Easy LSAT cheat sheet linked below, and you can also book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.